Thank you very much for the invitation to be here and let us share our story. It's an absolutely insane story. I met Jennifer and Rachel just casually. We talked about events in town that were happening and we were upset with things, but we never really materialized. I had an issue with my water with PFAS, and I reached out to our current mayor and said, hey, this is what happened to me. 4 of my neighbors are contaminated. The New Jersey Spill Fund paid to retrofit our homes. It's over $50,000, so you need to let other people in town know this. And he said, I'm not doing that. And I said, well, somebody has to tell them. He says, well, I'm not telling them. So I went out myself privately and I started telling clients and neighbors and friends and things, this is what you have to do, this is who you have to follow, this is who you call to test. And I have to date, I have 326 people that I've personally helped get money from the New Jersey Spill Fund to retrofit their homes because of the PFAS. But when I went to one home, it was the worst I had ever seen. The numbers were just insane. I left that home, I went to the borough, I pulled a petition, I called Jennifer, who called Rachel, and we were immediately Hopatcong Excellence. That was the name of our team. We ran on simple things: transparency, no backdoor deals, restoring community pride, returning phone calls and emails. Believe it or not, they don't do that in Hopatcong right now. Our primary journey was a very good journey. We were able to meet Bill. I called in on the day that he asked people to call in who were running for office and why. So thank you so much for that. In our primary, we had something simple like a Meet the Candidates night. It was at a local church in their parish center, and the priest got threatened 4 days in a row to cancel it. That wasn't good enough because he is a Republican. So he didn't cancel it, but then the diocese called him on Monday and said, hey, you gotta cancel that, so we had to cancel it. But within 24 hours, we had another spot. But the incumbents, who we know called the priest and the diocese, they didn't show up. They didn't show up to a Meet the Candidates night. They didn't feel it was necessary. During the primary, we went door to door. We made ourselves available. We made videos. We have a website. We have a Facebook page. We have all the great stuff. And the primary came, and we won. And we won by a 20% margin. It was great. We were so excited until the day after when we found out that the men that we beat are now running against us as write-ins. So this excitement went by really fast. We campaigned all summer. We campaigned all fall. Again, door to door. We did Meet the Candidates night. And our opponents, as write-ins, used municipal tax dollars to print their literature. They use municipal buildings to film their videos and do their Meet the Candidates nights. They proceeded to call us witches, uneducated housewives. We were part of the Green Party and rhinos. Our borough professionals who sided with them were going to other municipalities telling them that we were idiots. They couldn't believe that we ran the primary. They had everyone in their corner, or as we call it, their pocket. But voters are tired. Voters are very tired of the rhetoric. These men divided and polarized our town in ways that should never have happened. The Sunday before the election, when we were out going door to door, they actually had a 6 caravan of vehicles with signs duct taped to their cars, beeping and honking, going through the tent. And that was the last straw. I think if anybody was on the fence of who to vote for, they weren't voting for them. So on November 7th, we're all challengers. I go into a polling place to make sure at 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:04 in the morning, to make sure everything is good. And their campaign manager is actually one of the poll workers who the entire day is saying to people as she's walking them over to vote, hey, you know, if you don't like the candidates on the ballot, there's write-ins, and here they are. And she would open her phone with their names. It was one of the craziest things I've ever experienced. It took them a while to just get her off of the position she was to another. That is, I believe, at the Attorney General's office. But it was insane, actually. It was very, very insane. So in the November election, we win huge. We win 3-1. It's absolutely, absolutely wonderful. And yes, thank you. And since we have won the election, they have not let us transition. I am not allowed in the municipal building until December 29th, which is a Friday. So as the incoming mayor, I know nothing, I have no budget. My incoming council, Jennifer and Rachel, have nothing, know nothing. They've told the department heads to not speak to us, and they're not. But that wasn't enough. The story goes on. So then on November 20th, they proceeded to have an illegal meeting that was never advertised. We were incensed, enraged. We got residents together. We called the Sussex County Prosecutor's Office. We filed a report against them. We called the Attorney General's Office on Integrity. We went to this meeting and we spoke and we said, you can't have this meeting. This is an illegal meeting. To which they didn't really listen to us right away till we started saying we called the prosecutor's office, and then of course they made the decision that they're going to move the meeting to another day. So that was great. So we've had some great victories. We had that happen. However, right now, most people know that the actions of our outgoing mayor and council are just vindictive, bitter things that they're doing to the candidates who won and to the voters who voted for them. At this meeting in November, you all know December meetings are very light. It's more or less just minutia, and then it's peace, love, and joy. But no, our people on their way out at this meeting on the 20th, they were changing administrative code, 36 pages of administrative code. They were selling property, giving out new contracts to employees. In one resolution, they were giving the mayor the power to execute any contract he saw fit until December 31st, which absolutely takes away the fiduciary responsibility of all the council, because as you know, they have to vote on money, and they were giving him carte blanche. And then 2 resolutions down, they were removing all of the powers and the duties of the incoming mayor. So, needless to say, we were glad that the November 20th meeting was canceled, but then they didn't learn. They put it back on the agenda for December 6th. So December 6th comes, we are absolutely incensed. Our residents are incensed. Facebook, everything you could imagine, skywriting is insane. And we started hearing from different people that they were all going to come to the meeting. So the day of the meeting, we had about 250 people. Wow. We have a small municipal building. We had about 250 people that were at that building. We had 17 mayors from other towns. We had the Skylands Tea Party. We had the representation from the Sussex County GOP. Everybody came out on a cold holiday month night because they were absolutely incensed at what was happening. Absolutely incensed. And at one point, when the fire marshal told them that they had to cancel their meeting, there was only 88 of us in the council chambers, and they said, we don't have to cancel the meeting. And he said, well, you do. He says, there's plenty of room for people. And he said, there's 187 people outside the door that you can't see. And there's 30 some odd people online outside waiting for the door to open and someone to come out. That's when they canceled the meeting. So by itself, that sounds like it's really good, but it's on the agenda for December 20th. So if anybody's not doing anything December 20th, you're more than welcome to come to Hopatcong's, council meeting, but you can't go there in person because they have now turned it into a Zoom meeting. They have no intention of seeing the public or listening to the public. Now that they know people are outraged, they have no intention of listening to them. So this outgoing mayor and council are going to go out with a very, very bad taste in everybody's mouth. That's a taxpayer in Hopatcong, because we know what they were doing. Everybody knows it was on purpose, and you can't even imagine. I mean, I stand before you as the mayor-elect, and I have no idea what's happening within my municipality other than what I know from council meetings. And it's very sad because most of the people were upset because democracy was actually being withheld. People voted, they put us in office, they were looking for change, they were looking for transparency, and here this group was not going to allow that to happen. They were going to change the form of government without actually even letting the residents vote on changing the government and give the powers to the administrator and take them away from the mayor. And people today are still outraged, they're still incensed, and I don't even know how these people are going to be able to show their faces. And we were all very excited about being able to go on the 20th and express our opinions, and we can't do that right now because it's a Zoom meeting. And I'm wondering if we'll even be able to shut the Zoom meeting down with everybody that's actually going to go on. There is no end to this yet. We'll have to finish this story at another point in time. I really do appreciate your invitation here to speak. If anybody is interested in getting involved on your local level, it's because of things like this. You have no idea what's happening until you actually peel back a little bit of the onion. We've been digging through Oprah records, and we just found out that our mayor has been collecting health insurance of almost $250,000 since 2016, and he's on Medicare. Exactly. So I'm getting the hook, I think.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay. So that's just from what we've been able to uncover, and that's just from open public records. We are going to take that much further. We have our people that we're discussing things with, but we can't wait to get in there because we can't wait to see what else is going on. And now with the ability of having the new council people, and I believe we might be able to get one more person to switch so we can change the professionals, which will really open up everything. So we're very excited about that. I'm happy that you asked me to share the story. It is an insane story. It's crazy. It goes from one extreme to the other extreme, but it's also embarrassing. It's also very embarrassing. There isn't anywhere that I haven't been in the last week and a half where somebody didn't mention that meeting from December 6th and what is wrong with your mayor. And I have no idea. I've known the man for 40 years. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he would do these things to us. But it also affects your residents because without us being fully prepared to take office, everything is just going to sit and we won't be able to do our jobs that the public elected us to do. We are going to do that because everything that we do, we persevere in everything we do. And with our Hopatcong Excellence team, we know that when we get there, we're going to be able to do fabulous things for the borough of Hopatcong. And I would be more than happy to update anybody. I can give you my email. I'd love to update anybody in the future. And any help you can provide, I would be more than happy to listen. Thank you very much.